Have you ever heard of forgotten cities, suspended between sky and earth? Have you ever wondered if there are still places that carry the soul of the Silk Road? Are you ready to step into lands where time itself seems to stand still? Amid a noisy world and crowded tourist hotspots, there still exist mysterious lands where nature, history, and humanity merge in silence. This story isn't just about landscapes. It's about living memories that still echo through the wind, the sand, and the quiet rhythm of life in faraway places. This journey isn't for the masses. It's for those souls who long to uncover an Asia never told in words. Have you ever heard of a celestial gate carved by nature into a towering limestone cliff? This is Tien Men Cave, a massive opening whose surrounding phenomena remain wrapped in mystery. Air currents rushing through the cave suddenly shift velocity at a precise altitude, despite the absence of obstacles or any change in terrain. Along its inner walls, natural cracks bend into near-perfect arcs, spaced almost evenly, forming a symmetrical pattern unlike any other cave system on Earth. A stone sample taken from its wall revealed a uniformly porous core composed of rare materials, raising questions about a unique and unknown formation process. And then the journey carries us to Iskull Lake, resting in a basin surrounded by majestic high mountains. Its waters clear, yet astonishingly, they never freeze, even in the grip of winter, kept alive by geothermal warmth and low salinity. The name Iskull means hot lake, a reflection of its unusual hydrology, where at high altitude the surface still breathes in warmth. Its ecosystem is unlike any other, home to native fish such as the Iskull pike, to cold water algae, to migratory birds, and to mountain creatures like snow leopards and wild goats. And legend whispers that the lake was born when an ancient city sank beneath its depths. And then the path leads us into the Mongolian steppe, a vast grassland stretching endlessly with gentle slopes, free of forests, free of cities, allowing wildlife to roam naturally across boundless horizons. Here, life belongs to creatures such as Przewalski's horses, Mongolian antelopes, steppe foxes, and golden eagles. Their movements and breeding cycles woven tightly to the rhythm of seasonal grasses and the changing touch of moisture. Each year, as the vegetation shifts with the seasons, the ground transforms into visible patterns of colour, captured by satellites and used as vital records for climate research. Locals tell of silent ground zones, where sound refuses to echo and grass never regrows once trampled. Survey teams, too, have recorded shallow depressions, where faint light appears at dawn, without any known source to explain its glow. Visitors may ride horses across low grass clusters, following the wild herds on their timeless journey through nature's endless stage. Beneath shifting cycles of wet and dry soil, archaeologists uncovered a submerged rocky strip in the north, where hemispherical depressions lined in a zigzag facing the sea, each identical, evenly spaced, yet unmatched by any known system of measure. Beneath hardened sandstone, a thin lens-shaped slab appeared, with sublayers of strange microcrystalline structures able to bend narrowband light spectra. Near the ancient city wall, ground-penetrating radar revealed a hollow cone echo, 3 meters tall, with no visible entrance above. Buried stub columns, cut with alternating grooves, aligned in a cyclic order matching the amplitude of magnetic background noise. And in 2022, a resurfaced foundation revealed an eroded stone block, embedded with a metallic fan-shaped insert, showing traces of low-voltage conduction across uneven oxidation layers. And then emerges Red Beach in China. Not sand, but an immense wetland blanketed by suaeda seaweed, turning a vivid crimson at the end of its life cycle, like velvet stretched across the horizon. Beneath lies a spongy mud layer, saturated with salt, allowing only select plants to endure. Biologists once discovered bacterial clusters, forming honeycomb-like patterns around the red roots, without any trace of human arrangement. With each seasonal change, surface cracks carve vast grids across the land, resembling the vascular system of a giant earthbound body when seen from above. From botanical to geological perspectives, Red Beach remains a realm where nature continues to defy complete scientific explanation. If these mysteries stirred something within you, leave a comment to share your thoughts. Drop a heart to keep the journey alive, and don't forget to subscribe, so together we can unveil the unwritten chapters of our world. Heya lies in a semi-desert lowland. Its dry, sandy terrain mingled with ancient alluvial soil, sustained by wells and underground canals. The name Kuar is believed to come from the sound kivak, the echo of an ancient well, tied to the legend of the city's founder, who struck the first water source in this barren land. Despite its harsh climate, the region sustains agriculture through traditional irrigation, growing cotton, wheat, and grapes. Local legend tells of an underground tunnel network, built of clay mixed with straw, once used for escape or safeguarding treasures, most now sealed and unexplored. Some segments emerged during foundation work, yet conditions prevented full investigation. Kuar has stood for more than 1,000 years, once a vital political centre, marked by a glazed tile tower and religious buildings preserved through Islamic city planning. And then the journey carries us away from this arid land to Matsushima Bay, one of the rare coasts where hundreds of pine-clad islets rise from pale green waters, forming a natural maze of wonder. Amid a glassy sea, Matsushima reveals itself with hundreds of tiny islands, each carved into unique shapes, their vertical shorelines etched into narrow parallel grooves. Curiously, nearly all the islands tilt in the same direction, with no geological evidence of one-way currents or uniform uplift. A geological survey even uncovered reversed sediment layers, younger strata lying beneath the older ones, an arrangement science cannot yet explain. In the bay's shallow southern waters, bottom instruments detected gentle rhythmic ground motions during low air pressure, while the surface remained undisturbed. Locals tell stories of small islands vanishing into thick fog, only to reappear hours later in the exact same place, without explanation. And then the journey carries us to Iran's Dashti Kavier desert, where satellites reveal giant circular patterns across salt plains, shapes with no trace of modern activity. Was this nature's hand, or the forgotten footprint of a lost civilization? When survey teams entered the desert's core, positioning and magnetic devices repeatedly failed, forcing them to abandon data collection. And then, beneath dry salt layers, a stone-paved road emerged, stretching nearly 40 kilometers straight east to west, with no beginning, no end. Some suggest the site once held trade or ritual significance, yet no historical record speaks of it. Far away in Alexandria's eastern harbour, archaeologists uncovered a strip of rectangular blocks aligned in a line, their surfaces cut with shallow grooves, but bearing no symbols or inscriptions. From over 5 meters beneath the seabed, A corroded metal slab was recovered, its core a lead-tin alloy blended with silica, a composition never recorded in ancient Egyptian artifacts. Near the old library site, ground-penetrating radar revealed a double-ring structure. The outer circle, more than 18 meters in circumference, flawless, with no deviation from center. If it were you, what would you believe lies hidden beneath these deserts and seas? And then the journey carries us to the Gobi Desert, a land of gravel plains, dry plateaus, and deep eroded gullies carving a jagged surface. The word Gobi, from Mongolian, means waterless land, a name that mirrors its harsh aridity. Yet within this desolation, rare creatures endure. Wild Bactrian camels, Saiga antelopes, snow leopards, all evolved to survive thirst and extreme shifts of temperature. In the Gobi Desert, a strange phenomenon was once recorded. Phantom cities shimmering on the horizon, stone towers rising in the haze, only to vanish in an instant with no confirmed explanation to this day. The Gobi was also a vital artery of the Silk Road, where archaeologists uncovered ancient footprints, and even dinosaur fossils preserved in desert layers. Far away in Athens, beneath ancient foundations, a stone-paved system appeared, its spiral grooves precisely aligned with structural intersections, yet bearing no function tied to water or air transport. In an underground corridor near the agora, wall plaster contained clay rich in tungsten oxide, a compound with high ultraviolet reflectivity, unseen in other Greek structures. In 2007, beneath a buried section of the Acropolis, triangular stone blocks were found interlocked, reflective surfaces all facing southwest. Nearby, a sealed recess held ceramic fragments engraved with sinusoidal sequences, mirrored across a central stone axis. If it were you, what would you believe about these relics that defy history itself? If these mysteries stirred something within you, leave a comment to share your thoughts. Drop a heart to keep the journey alive for Kufeintuf. And don't forget to subscribe, so together we can unveil the unwritten chapters of our world. And then, the journey leads us to Kazakhstan, where Charin Canyon rises like a natural fortress, but holds geological mysteries still unanswered. In 2009, geologists discovered interlocked hexagonal stones in a region with no volcanic evidence, a direct challenge to conventional sediment theories. Along a towering cliff wall, a deep fracture revealed an unnaturally smooth surface, untouched by wind or water erosion. Locals recall a spring night when a gentle glow shimmered from the crack, never to be seen again. When seismic instruments were deployed, they recorded a steady, low-frequency vibration beneath the canyon. If it were you, what would you believe lies hidden in the depths of this land? And then, the journey takes us to Jog Falls in India, where 4 vertical streams plunge straight from towering cliffs, striking a vast natural basin below. At the base of the Raja stream, surveyors uncovered massive stones, their rims carved into perfect arcs, each set exactly 10 feet apart, with no signs of erosion. A vibration detector near the rock base recorded gentle pulses, repeating every 90 seconds, but only from midnight to early dawn. In a nearby damp zone, parallel grooves more than 10 feet long were cut deep into the stone, yet bore no trace of water wear. Locals tell of mist that rises vertically in a column, holding steady for minutes, before vanishing without leaving moisture behind. If it were you, would you believe this is nature's play, or a fragment of a mystery yet untold? On the western side, a stone bears concentric circles carved at perfect intervals, entirely unrelated to natural cracks in the surrounding rock. Deep within Cappadocia's underground network, survey teams documented corridors leading into adjoining chambers, each fitted with airflow shafts angled differently, creating alternating pressure shifts as people moved through. In the central hall, the vaulted ceiling showed no joints, yet mineral arcs traced along its curve, pointing to prolonged exposure to internal heat. Beneath sediment near an emergency exit, flat stone plates emerged, engraved with geometric sequences of off-axis triangles, set counter to the natural flow of movement. A narrow stone bridge linking two asymmetrical sectors preserved the ability to transmit subtle vibrations locally without dispersing force outward. And in 2019, magnetic field detectors captured a diffraction pattern at a triple junction of underground levels, lasting 8 minutes, with no link to seismic or natural electrical sources. If it were you, would you believe this was chance of nature, or the footprint of a forgotten engineering craft? And then, the journey leads us to the ancient city of Tars, set on a semi-arid plain, yet thriving through underground water and old river systems supporting agriculture. The name Tars first appeared in the 6th century Kuar, derived from ancient Turic, meaning the crossing point of water and trade routes. Ecologically, the land once nurtured old wheat varieties, temperate fruit trees, medicinal plants, and small animals like ground squirrels and hares near ancient settlements. Legend tells of a hidden network of brick tunnels beneath Tars, once used to safeguard treasures and as escape routes during war, many still sealed by ancient lime soil mixtures. Excavations revealed layers holding glazed ceramics, woven fabrics, and carved brick structures, clear proof that Tars thrived as a major trade hub for more than 2,000 years along the Silk Road. If it were you, would you call Tars a city long forgotten, or a golden chapter still waiting to be told? Palmyra, once a vital junction linking the Mediterranean with Mesopotamia. Yet, beneath its surviving ruins lies a spatial data system, encoded directly into the city's architecture and layout. At a temple in the eastern quarter, researchers uncovered a stone floor arranged in a continuous spiral, each turn aligned with caravan measurement units from the ancient Silk Road. In 2014, a narrow stone pipe system was unearthed beneath the central square, with inlet and outlet points precisely aligned to the turning axis of the city grid, revealing a sun-based orientation mechanism. Deep beneath a collapsed section, a carved stone surfaced, bearing a primitive map depicted as a sphere rather than a flat plane, evidence of advanced geodetic knowledge. Such details suggest Palmyra was not only a thriving commercial hub, but also a repository of architectural, directional, and geodetic wisdom, still only partially decoded. If it were you, would you see Palmyra as a ruined relic, or as an unfinished book of ancient science? What makes Bameyan extraordinary is not only the 2 colossal Buddha statues that were destroyed, but also the vast cave complexes carved into limestone cliffs, where murals were painted with pigments containing materials once found only in the Mediterranean. In 2008, surveys revealed a hidden network of underground corridors inside the mountain, linking small monk chambers, one of which held a stone well with an unidentified water source. On the eastern cave wall, a Sanskrit inscription remains, written in a curved style unseen in any known religious texts. Despite its unique archaeological and artistic value, Bameyan remains largely inaccessible to the international public, and many areas are still unexcavated. If these mysteries stirred something within you, leave a comment to share your thoughts, drop a heart to keep the journey alive, and don't forget to subscribe so together we can unveil the unwritten chapters of our world. From Bameyan, the journey continues to the Tienshan Mountains, a central corridor of the Silk Road, serving not only as a natural divide, but also as a vault of unexplained traces from ancient civilizations. On the southern cliffs, long linear fractures lead into natural caves descending tens of meters, many still unexplored. In 1998, archaeologists recorded spiral carvings in a high rock chamber, alongside evenly spaced charcoal stains across the ceiling, with no clear linguistic or cultural origin. If it were you, would you see this as coincidence, or the remnants of a lost knowledge system? Further west, across northwestern India, the Thar desert stretches endlessly, its dunes shifting unpredictably, with ridges forming in directions unrelated to prevailing winds. Sunken sand circles appear and vanish within weeks, leaving no trace. In 2012, radar surveys revealed wave-like subsurface patterns beneath the sand, misaligned with any known regional strata. Near a dried-out oasis, archaeologists unearthed black glazed stones engraved with concentric motifs, unlike any artifact type from ancient Indian cultures. And at unpredictable times each year, the desert floor briefly emits a faint glow when struck, a phenomenon captured on thermal imaging devices. If it were you, would you see this as a trick of nature or a hidden message buried in the sands of time? We have walked through cities buried in sand, canyons glowing in the night, and deserts that breathe with unearthly light. Each land, each ruin, each legend is not merely a fragment of the past, but a whisper of time itself, reminding us that history still holds pages left unread. Perhaps the answer does not lie in decoding every mystery, but in the wonder we feel when listening to them, between the heartbeat of humanity and the echo of the cosmos. This journey ends here. Yet it also opens a door for you and me to continue seeking the untold mysteries of our world. If you want to continue discovering untold mysteries, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell, because the next video might change the way you see the universe.